The quiet early morning air at Snowcrest Ski Resort was disturbed only by the soft crunch of snow underfoot as Bella Hughes approached the entrance. Her simple attire, a practical, well-worn winter coat and sturdy boots, stood in stark contrast to the luxurious facade of the resort. She carried a small, somewhat weary-looking bag, the result of another long business trip. Her eyes briefly scanned the pristine lobby, its polished chandeliers glinting in the dawn light, showcasing a myriad of luxury ski trophies lining the shelves. Bella's modest appearance quickly attracted surreptitious glances from staff members who were bustling about in their smart uniforms, crisply pressed and perfectly tailored. There was an undercurrent of quiet curiosity mixed with judgment. She didn't exactly fit the mold of their usual high-end clientele or pristine staff. It wasn't long before Mark Tanner, the resort's self-assured manager, stepped forward, his gaze assessing Bella with a flicker of disdain. An arrogant smirk played on his lips as he approached her, dismissing the possibility that she was anyone of significance. "You must be the new temp we've been expecting," Mark announced, his voice dripped with dry sarcasm. "The entrance could use some attention. Grab a shovel and clear the snow, would you?" He gestured dismissively towards the main entrance, barely giving her a second glance. Bella felt her cheeks flush, not with anger, but with an unexpected blend of fatigue and amusement. She met his eyes briefly, a serene acceptance in her gaze. "Right away," she replied softly, neither confirming nor refuting his assumption. As Mark turned away, satisfied with himself, Bella took a moment, allowing the scenario to unfold, before quietly making her way deeper into the resort, the warmth of anticipation rather than indignation fueling her steps. Bella Hughes watched the arrogant figure of Mark Tanner retreat with barely concealed amusement. Let him strut, she thought. His moment of realization would be all the more memorable when the truth unfolded. She adjusted her scarf as the sharp chill of the morning heralded another brisk day in the mountains, and she turned away from the lobby chaos, purposefully avoiding the path Mark had assigned her. The snow, after all, could wait. Instead, she navigated quickly through the resort's plush corridors, the scent of fresh pine and cedar filling her senses. There was a serene energy to the place, veiled beneath its bustling luxury, a feeling Bella had long dreamed of capturing and enhancing since she decided to invest in Snowcrest. Each footfall echoed her determination, and any lingering concerns dissipated with each step. She reached the executive office floor, a territory marked by mahogany doors and rich burgundy carpeting, where she was warmly greeted by Lisa Carter, the resort's efficient HR director. Lisa's welcoming smile was genuine, eyes bright with the secret they'd been keeping under wraps. "Bella, it's so good to see you," Lisa exclaimed, extending a hand before leading her into a spacious office. The walls were adorned with photographs depicting the resort's storied history, offering a visual timeline that mirrored Bella's own aspirations for its future. "Good morning, Lisa," Bella smiled, her voice steady and low. "I'm glad to finally be here in an official capacity, though I had an interesting welcome," she added with a bemused grin, recounting her introduction to Mark's audacious assumption. Lisa chuckled, shaking her head. "He'll eat his words soon enough. The staff meeting is in 30 minutes. Everyone's eager to meet their new owner officially." As they finalized the preparations for the meeting, discussing changes and improvements Bella hoped to bring, Mark, blissfully unaware of his misjudgment, was in another part of the resort bragging about the cheeky encounter. Surrounded by a few eager young employees, he was regaling them with tales of keeping the new temp in line. "I had her clear the entrance," Mark chuckled, leaning against the countertop of the employee lounge. "Now that's what I call on-the-job training. Didn't even flinch, just jumped right to it. Some of these new temps actually know their place." His laughter was infectious, drawing a mixture of chuckles and uneasy glances from those gathered. Some nodded in agreement, while others exchanged nervous looks. Not everyone was so sure that Mark's impromptu management style would align with the changes they'd been hearing whispers about. Back in the office, a chime signaled the time for the staff assembly. Bella took a deep breath, bracing herself for the moment she'd been preparing months for. Her heart quickened, not with nerves but with a vivacious expectation. She and Lisa walked together toward the Grand Lodge Hall, where employees gathered beneath towering windows that framed the brilliant, snow-draped mountains. There was an air of anticipation itself, a hum of voices mingling as people settled into their seats. The room fell into a respectful hush as Lisa took the stage, her presence commanding quiet attention. "Thank you all for gathering so promptly," she began, her voice echoing with clarity. "As many of you know, we've undergone some significant changes in terms of ownership and leadership here at Snowcrest. Today, I am thrilled to introduce you to our new majority stakeholder and owner, Bella Hughes." There was a moment of silence, a heartbeat of suspension. Then Bella stepped forward from the shadowed corner of the stage, the spotlight now casting a luminescent glow upon her. She stood with simple elegance, her attire unchanged, her demeanor refreshingly grounded. The collective gasp was palpable, a wave of surprise rippling through the audience. Bella met Mark's eyes from across the room. His expression was, for a brief moment, an unreadable tableau of shock. The color seemed to drain from his face, and for the first time, words eluded him. As murmurs and whispers spread like wildfire, Lisa continued, cementing Bella's credentials into the fabric of the room's breath. "Bella is a seasoned entrepreneur and has led some of the most innovative ski resorts worldwide. We are incredibly fortunate to have her vision and leadership here." Regaining his composure, albeit awkwardly, Mark shifted on his feet, anger and disbelief mingling at the corner of his mouth, but it was too late to revisit his earlier assumptions. Bella took the podium, her presence infusing the room with an unexpected warmth. "Thank you, Lisa. It's an honor to be here today, finally in person amongst all of you. I have watched Snowcrest grow and succeed from afar, and I am excited to be part of this community, not just as an owner, but as an ally in your pursuits." She paused, allowing a moment for her words to sink in. There, within the crowd, a transformation unfolded, not just in the perceptions of the staff but in the very energy of the room. Respect had swiftly replaced the derision Bella had initially encountered. Mark, now listening intently, seemed to rein in his earlier bluster, his posturing stilled among nods of agreement from those around him. "Together, we'll make a great team, elevating this resort to even greater heights," Bella concluded, and beneath their newfound respect, something delicate yet resilient took root, a sense of collective purpose that held the promise of unity and reinvention. As the staff erupted in genuine applause, Bella turned towards the panoramic view of the iconic mountains, the sun casting diamond reflections on the pristine snow, a symbolic reminder of the fresh path they were all set to carve together. As Bella stepped down from the podium, the bustling echoes of appreciation followed her down the Grand Lodge Hall. The employees dispersed gradually, each now buzzing with excitement and whispers about the new direction this change in leadership might bring. Her introduction had left a memorable impression, setting the stage for integration rather than upheaval. Meanwhile, in another part of the resort, Mark Tanner was grappling with his own disruption. As he paced the corridor outside the staff room, the murmurs that trailed him indicated a shift in the atmosphere, from the smugness he carried earlier to waves of muted disbelief and embarrassment. His earlier boldness ebbed away, leaving him to come to terms with his own hasty judgments and the repercussions that now loomed. An unmistakable tension had begun to shadow his footsteps, and a call to the HR office filled him with a foreboding weight. As he made his way through the elegant corridors, his footsteps echoed in the silent anticipation of the coming confrontation. The grandness of the resort's architecture, which he had once thought reflected his status, now seemed to loom, judging and austere. Lisa Carter waited for him in the office, her composure professional, her demeanor firm. "Mark, come in," she gestured, her voice calm but with a clarity that brooked no argument. Mark swallowed hard, the casual cockiness he had earlier projected unable to buffer him now. "Lisa," he began, attempting a congenial smile that faltered. The room's decor seemed suddenly stiff, the air too crisp. "Have a seat, Mark," Lisa began, offering no hint of the pleasantries her usual conversations held. "We need to discuss your conduct." His confidence waned further. The meeting that followed was direct, Lisa outlined the recent events with precision, detailing his interactions and the inappropriate treatment of what he had believed were lower-ranking staff. She spoke not of punishments or exact retributions but of responsibilities and expectations, framing his error as a pivotal chance for growth rather than simply chastisement. Back in the lodge hall, Bella was connecting with various department heads, gathering insights while infusing energy into her visions, building on the momentum of curating a collaborative spirit. She inhabited her new role with authority tempered by humility, turning her attention not just to operational excellence but to forging human connections within the resort's humble and noble vein. Her rounds within the lodge, meeting each employee, were animated not by power plays but by genuine rapport and curiosity. She complimented accomplishments, nodded at suggestions, and drew criticism as catalysts for change. Elsewhere, Mark experienced a more immediate transformation. Post-meeting, stripped of his managerial bravado, he took a slow walk through the resort, words exchanged with Lisa echoing in his mind. He observed the busyness of the staff switching shifts, the bright cheerfulness marking differences in how they interacted with one another, an atmosphere he seldom truly acknowledged. It was a humbling experience. Compelled to understand the new trajectory, Mark decided to take a leaf out of Bella's book. He watched as she took the time to listen, conversing with guests, suggesting routes on ski maps, personally inspecting the lifts, all while keeping the ethos of the establishment firmly in her grasp. He shuffled past the hotel's grand fireplace, feeling the heat's comforting embrace as if thawing his previously frosty exterior. What he had missed by looking from above, Bella had grasped from within. It was insight he was now desperate to emulate. In a corner, a group of youthful employees chattered eagerly, the pages of new ideas fanned out like a promise, new menu options, eco-initiatives, family-friendly ski events. Bella stood near, giving them her attention, her validation, the cornerstone they had yearned for but dared not enter under Mark's prior rule without a hefty skepticism. Afternoon arrived, the sun tilted lower, yet the day in all its dawning clarity felt only beginning. Bella gathered her insights, excited by the foundation of a hopeful future but aware that getting there meant overcoming hurdles, some technical, some interpersonal. For Mark Tanner, humility began setting roots. Having cautiously approached Bella towards the eventide, his previous audacity now made way for genuine apology. His apology came grounded, quiet, yet sincere, wishing to distance himself from the temper which once shadowed sincerity. Bella met his advance with insight. Mark noted how she maintained respectful eye contact, exuding professionalism tempered with warmth. It was not instant forgiveness or negation of past deeds but an invitation of sorts, a chance for growth, not just for him but for everyone at Snowcrest. "I've been remiss," he admitted, "my approach before," his words faltered, struggling, sounding alone in the sprawling lodge. No need to explain further. Her concise response startled but comforted. Bella extended not a pardon but recognition. "Mark, it's about building now, looking ahead. We're all here to elevate Snowcrest, you included." The hushed affirmations between them lingered, nothing dramatized, no spotlight broadcasted, merely two paths uncrossing then realigning with mutual resolutions, a turning point for her leadership and his humility. As evening spread its serene, snowy veil over Snowcrest, Bella found herself standing again by the Grand Lodge windows. The crossword mountain trails shone beneath the fading sunlight, dazzling yet defiant, mirroring her unchanged resolve. The view was as unyielding as her intentions, the commitment she bore not of bricks and beams but of beliefs and people. Yet within the silence of an elegantly closing day echoed a resonance, a beginning she and they were now ready to embrace with freshly turned hearts and humbled spirits, tethered anonymously together not by prestige or purpose but by a shared vision. With the evening settling gently over the resort, the hum of activity continued, now colored by new dynamics and shared optimism. Bella Hughes stood calmly, watching the subtle metamorphosis of the Snowcrest ski resort as it adjusted to her presence and the quietly dramatic shift in leadership. Her day had been a tapestry of introductions and explorations, each interaction reinforcing her belief in the potential of the people she now worked with. As she moved through the elegantly decorated halls and vibrant ski paths, Bella's authority resonated not from assertive declarations but from mutual respect deliberately built on the groundwork of genuine understanding and humility. Lisa Carter remained a steadfast presence, assisting Bella with the transition and further establishing her authority among the staff. The two women moved throughout the facility, stopping by the various departments to introduce Bella properly. At each department, they paused to listen to feedback and suggest ideas for future improvements. Gratitude rippled through the team as Bella communicated sincere enthusiasm for the resort's advancement, inviting participation and valuing their contributions. During one of these rounds, Lisa took a moment to formally highlight Bella's vast credentials to a captivated audience. Bella is not just a visionary leader, she has reshaped the industry. She transformed small, underperforming resorts into sought-after destinations, Lisa detailed, her admiration evident. She's been awarded for her innovative approaches and authentic leadership across continents, and now, she calls Snowcrest her focus. As Lisa spoke, Bella acknowledged her words with a nod, her eyes scanning the engaged faces before her. She could sense a mixture of intrigue and respect cementing itself within the room. Employees were visibly reassessing their preconceptions, their earlier skepticism now threading with inspired potential. Bella then shared a piece of her journey, her voice steady yet warm. Years ago, I started as an eager apprentice in a small resort where my passion for creating memorable guest experiences was born. I grew my career by challenging norms and believing in the strength of a cohesive team, Bella recounted, allowing the echoes of her journey to intertwine with the snow-laden peaks outside. Addressing questions about her first-day appearance, Bella lightheartedly explained, "This morning, I chose simplicity to better understand our dynamic starting point. Every individual, whether in leading or supporting roles, makes Snowcrest what it is. I wanted to see beyond the titles and uniforms, to know the heart of the team." Her rationale for her understated arrival resonated with many. Where there had been doubt, there was newfound respect. Where judgment had once cast its shadow, there now existed understanding. The message was powerful, disarming in its authenticity. Her approach emphasized function over facade and underscored her commitment to understated excellence. Meanwhile, Mark Tanner absorbed Bella's perspective with earnest attention, her revelations sharpening into lessons that shadowed his every thought. As he listened, the glamorous sheen of perfection he'd once desperately tried to project seemed trivial compared to the vibrant authenticity Bella championed. Her presence, her unexpected authority gracefully wielded, left him contemplating his path, opening his mind to growth. As the meetings progressed into informal dialogues, Bella made sure to engage with the team on a personal level, asking for and valuing their insights. Her leadership style, built from the sturdy threads of accessibility and encouragement, presented a harmonious contrast to the high-strung hierarchy of leadership the resort staff were accustomed to. Employees found themselves eagerly participating, empowered by her open-door approach and the sincerity radiating from her words. When the agenda shifted toward envisioning the resort's future, Bella shone even more brightly. She detailed her plans for sustainable practices, family initiatives, improved guest experiences, and community involvement. Her strategies were lively, innovative, and addressed a comprehensive balance between growth and sustainability. Each proposal was an invitation to co-create, to invest not just in a company, but in an evolving community. Her knowledge and vision were compelling, her conviction unshakable. Beneath her pragmatic approach was a passion brimming with potential, a roadmap to transform Snowcrest from a stunning locale for the elite to inclusive excellence nestled among the pristine peaks. Later in the day, finding herself momentarily alone, Bella contemplated the textures of the lodge, running her fingers across the antique wood of the banisters, feeling the whirls in the aged stone path stretching out toward a future just yet unfolding with possibilities. The quiet of dusk cascaded, bringing with it a soft, gentle light, and with it, a sense of serendipity. Lisa found her there, sharing the sunset and the sense of shared achievement. "There with you, Bella," she noted, her voice held a certainty and calm admiration. Bella nodded, feeling the affirmation settle within her, like a seam stitched with hope and promise. The conversations of the day echoed the mountainous vistas, unforeseen, yet gracious, twisting imperceptibly. As Bella felt this renewed commitment to the journey she had embarked upon, it no longer simply represented a professional accomplishment, but a personal triumph. Inside the Grand Lodge, the world of Snowcrest continued gathering its new dynamics, solidified by the courage offered in a well-worn, yet resolute ski coat and the quiet confidence of its newly minted steward. With the eve's closing light, Bella felt the echoes of ambition and humanity ricochet through her new home, and knew it was the beginning of yet another precipice where dreams would be realized, and legacies made anew. The crisp air of a new day breathed fresh life into Snowcrest Ski Resort, signaling a charged atmosphere as employees arrived, ready to embrace the spirit of the evolving establishment. Bella Hughes, with her unyielding poise, was already making her rounds, connecting with guests and staff, echoing warmth into every encounter. Today bore additional weight for Mark Tanner as he prepared for a pivotal meeting with HR. The hour arrived, carrying with it the anticipation of clarity and growth. Mark entered the HR office, filled now not with dread but with a sense of determination to embrace the transformation initiated by Bella's leadership. Lisa Carter greeted him with composure, and the conversation proceeded with pragmatic focus. Mark was informed that his role would pivot, transitioning from the public eye of guest interactions to a more foundational operations position. This opportunity was structured not as punishment but as a chance to refine his skills and contribute remarkably to the resort's rising standards. Despite the initial blip of ego stirred by the change, Mark recognized this shift as an opportunity for personal and professional maturation. Embracing this path, he left the meeting with a rejuvenated sense of purpose, ready to reintegrate and align with Snowcrest's new direction. Meanwhile, Bella navigated through her new domain with a fresh, invigorated authority, every step punctuated by her vision for growth and community. Her ability to engage with others, not just through directives but through genuine interaction, was luminous, drawing admiration and respect from those around her. As she entered the dining area, the air was lively with the aroma of breakfast and chatter. Employees and guests alike acknowledged Bella, some with nods, others with spontaneous greetings. There was an unmistakable energy fueled by her inclusivity and leadership. Her initiatives in sustainable practices and community outreach were already leaving tangible marks on operations, hinting at the broader impacts to come. Mark, now adapting to his new role, began channeling his attention towards infrastructures and operations, areas aligned with precision and planning. He found himself more attuned to the rhythm of logistical intricacies, methods he had previously overlooked in favor of more visible roles. This realignment allowed Mark to discover satisfaction in ensuring that operational excellence supported the overarching guest experience. The transformation was slow, deliberate, and rewarding. As an afternoon meeting convened, Bella gathered department heads and various team leads to discuss upcoming initiatives. This time, the exchange was intimate and collaborative, allowing each participant to voice insights and participate actively in plotting the resort's future. Mark, seated among his peers, offered thoughtful perspectives rooted in newfound clarity, a contributor now rather than an authority skimming the surface. Bella guided the dialogue with her hallmark blend of assertiveness and empathy, acknowledging ideas with careful consideration and marking action plans that were both ambitious and achievable. The alignment in the room was an edifice, a burgeoning collaborative spirit that propelled each member towards shared goals. As the day's operation settled into its later stages, Bella's presence remained vibrant, felt in every corner of the resort, from the bustling ski lifts to the serene solitude of the evening lounge. Her steady engagement, modest yet decisive demeanor, elevated the inherent character of Snowcrest, taking it from mere luxury to meaningful service. The final test of Mark's revised commitment came unexpectedly as Bella prepared the staff for an impromptu sustainability challenge, aimed at fostering ideas for greener practice. Mark found himself excitedly brainstorming with others, a change he hadn't anticipated embracing just days ago. When Bella called for these ideas, Mark presented enthusiastically, his prior reservations now transformed by sincerity and readiness to contribute positively. His suggestions weren't just noted by Bella, they were promptly discussed among colleagues and strategically refined for potential implementation. This shift symbolized more than an adjustment in role. It showcased a rebirth of initiative, harmony in vision, and complementarity in skills. Evening crept in peacefully as Bella relaxed briefly in the lodge, a gentle fire's glow casting cozy warmth into the closing day. She observed as families gathered, laughter and camaraderie swirling around the room. The tranquil scene was a testament to the resort's success, both as a business and a community under her leadership. It was then that Mark approached Bella, ready to acknowledge the breadth of change she had inspired. His approach was neither daunting nor weighted but buoyed by the insights gained through humility and new perspective. "Bella," Mark began, his voice carrying a note of appreciation, "I underestimated the impact someone could have here. Your leadership not only illuminated my mistakes but showed me strength and growth." Bella smiled, gracious and forthcoming. "Mark, leadership is a journey for all of us. We build it together every day, cascade by cascade, and I'm glad you're part of it." The exchange, simply profound, cemented the respect and understanding shared between them. It wasn't merely an end, but an understanding of fresh beginnings, a transition mirroring Snowcrest's newfound ethos. As the evening thickened, casting the mountaintops into serene silhouette, Bella made her way through the resort one final time. Her steps were purposeful, her gaze set not just on the unfolding night but on the vibrant vistas of the future yet to be carved in tandem with her team, a significant journey not just for herself, but for all who called Snowcrest home. The resort thrived beneath her nurturing guidance, each new day a testament to dreams turned realities, to roles redefined, and visions expanded. Bella Hughes walked with an authority unyielded and a spirit unbound, an embodiment of leadership rooted in humanity, prosperity, and collective growth. As she stood before the sprawling window, overseeing the ethereal landscape spreading out into the horizon, Bella understood profoundly that Snowcrest was more than success etched through ownership. It was the orchestration of lives interwoven, collaborative, and vibrant, a story she was eager to write anew with every dawn.